first name is Talia and I'm 14 years old. In my family, I've got my dad, my stepmom, Tamika, me, my brother, my sister, 2 stepbrothers and a half-sister. I'm the oldest.
Does your mum have a partner or other children?
Yeah, my mum's been married since 2015.
So you seem to have a good relationship with your both families. I mean, it's very hard.
It's hard, and there are moments where it feels like everything's falling apart with my families, but eventually it always falls back into place.
So who would you be closest to, do you think, in the family?
Tamika, definitely.
Yeah,
when she was around my age, her family was very similar to mine, so she can just relate and she can help me see clearly.
Domestic and family violence, that's not you, is it? Like your family seems pretty happy.
At my mum's side, there's more like mental abuse in a way. The things I've been told about my dad and his side of the family, and I used to believe everything my mum told me until I started seeing things for myself.
So how do you deal with that? You just sort of...
I like to talk to my friends, like not all of them. I've got 1 or 2 really good friends that I actually trust to know about this stuff. And I talk to my stepmom about it because she's really good as well at seeing things from both perspectives. It's really good to talk to someone, and I really do advise that people speak to someone if they've got family problems, because bottling it up really doesn't help. It just makes it so much worse, and speaking to someone and getting it off your chest just really clears your mind and you can see where you stand with everything.
Yeah, I agree. Is yours solvable, or is it something that you just like, you're going to learn to accept and sort of live with it for the time being?
My family situation, it's more of a thing I have to grow to tolerate, because there's a lot going on with like my siblings and the way my mum has gone about having children with different people.
Yes, difficult.
It's just really hard, and the way my mum gets along with my dad is not good at all. They can't even be in the same area together.
But how is the relationship between your mum and your stepfather now?
They're good. They're really good together, but they do have moments where they've split up for a period of time, and every time something like that happens, it's usually blamed on the children. On I think it was my 8th birthday, my dad got me this little bear thingy-majiggy. So
this is your real dad that's with this mum?
And
is this a flower?
Yeah, it's a sunflower.
With a teddy bear?
Yeah. It's just meant a lot to me since then, because a few weeks before my birthday, that's when my parents had split up. Okay. So it was a really hard time, and my mum had told me a lot of stuff about my dad, and it just kind of reassured me that he was still the person I'd always believed he was. And even years after, when I was still being told different things from both sides of my family, I always believed my mum was the victim and my dad was not. It was just reassurance, and then I later learnt that I had it all wrong. Yeah, and it's just good to know that my dad had always been there for me, even if I didn't want him to be. And now I'm just more alert and I'm more considerate of what I hear, and I know not to believe everything I hear unless I hear it from multiple people and reliable people I know I can trust and who would tell me the truth. I keep it on my dresser at my dad's house, and so when I'm there just either doing homework or getting ready for the day and I just see it, just kind of
cheers you up?
Yeah, and it just reminds me of how I was so wrong about my dad, and I'm happy that I opened up and now we're a lot closer.
If I was a genie and I gave you a special wish or a dream, but it can't be money or more wishes, but it can be for you, your family, the world, friends, whatever you like.
I'd probably want people to be able to be more comfortable with accepting things and working, just accepting that things don't always go to plan, and just learning how to go from there and just not be held down in the past and not focus on the future because of past experiences.
A message for young people?
Well, focus mostly on your future and your education, but don't get chained down to it. live in the present, go out, have fun, be with your friends, but be responsible and be considerate that you've got a future and you need to be working towards that.
My first name's Chloe and I'm 12 years old.
Bullies. Now, you haven't been bullied.
At primary school.
At primary school. And what year were you in?
I was in year 5 and 6. They were just random people. Maybe I said something to someone else and then they heard about it and they didn't like me saying that about someone else and then they bullied. Like, I would just be talking to someone, but that person wouldn't like what I'd be saying to them, but that person was fine about it.
Did other people bully you? Was it verbal, physical?
One girl, I think it was just all over about her liking this boy. She just got really angry with me, but me and my friends went
What grade were you in?
6.
About a boy.
It's ridiculous. She ended up punching me and to defend myself, I was slapping her back.
Was it just in the school or were they also bullying you on the social media and things like that?
On social media.
So it got huge.
It got massive,
it got too big.
It got really big. Yeah.
And did it go outside your school as well?
No, just sort of went on social media and stayed in school. But I go to, our church runs like a youth group and I went there and they would help and I would talk about it and I felt like that was a safe place and I felt like that was
safe there. Okay.
But over time it's just settled down more. She calls me Demon though. She goes, "Oh, hi Demon," and I just go whatever. After that fight, she was saying things behind my back and telling people things that weren't true. And all my friends sort of believed her and I had no friends for like 4 weeks and I'd just sit by myself. Then the friendship group just split and some came back and some just left to go with her. That was a time where I had no friends and all the people in my cabin didn't like me and no one would talk to me or anything. And
so you're really sad.
Yeah, I tried to take my life at school camp.
Are you serious?
I was just like, this is just not fair.
After 4 weeks?
I had a rope around my neck. The people who didn't like me ran into the bathroom yelling at me to stop and I was like, no. And then I sort of they ripped the rope off my neck and I ran out of the cabin just crying. Now I look back on it, I think it was a silly thing to do.
It was a silly thing. Did anyone see that you were so worried?
Yeah, a lot of people did, but most of them were on the girls' side.
And did you feel you couldn't tell anyone? Or?
No, because I'd tell the teacher, and we went to a Catholic school, a primary school, and our deputy principal was like really Catholic, and in the middle of all this situation, she got all of the girls because people had been dobbing people in and things like that. She sat us all down and in the middle of this conversation, she's just like, I should get all of you a badge that says I'm a B and you would all wear it with pride.
That's pretty hard coming from a teacher, isn't it? If you had a friend that was in a similar situation to you, what would you do?
I don't know, but I'm really unsure what I would do if someone else would do it. I'd probably tell someone, like an adult that I trust.
Someone you trusted, yeah. Did your mum know?
My mum knew after camp, but mum knew about all the situations going through and I came home every night crying and all that. Yeah. And I also hate seeing people going through what I had to go through or being bullied because I just think, what's the point in it? What are you going to get out of it?
Kids who live on tech.
I find it, a lot of the boys and girls at school, all they want to do is play on their Xbox, go on their phones, go on their computers, just live their whole life on tech and do no outside activities. And it's like, well, when do you have time to socialise? And I just feel like my mum's always said, no, you can't have an Xbox, no, you can't have this. And everyone else has the new iPhone, the new this, the new that, and I have a little iPhone 4, And I'm like, that's all I really need, just to call my friends and text. But people are always like, I need the newest thing, I need that. And my message to all the people are all like, just keep away from it. It's just gonna drag you along down one line, a line that you don't want to go down. It's really bad. And kids are on it like 12, 1 in the morning on it. And my mum takes all my technology out of my room so I can just go to bed.
Message for young people.
It's a hard one. Get on all the good side of people. Don't try and go pushing buttons and making them angry. Stay on the good side and your school life will be good.